Yes, ladies and gents. Tom here once again from the West Ham Faithful, back with another Faithful preview show. Now, before I get into this, I've got a guest. Geezer I went to my first West Ham game with. I've known him since I was a kid. He's an absolute legend. I hope you enjoy his presence. There's only one Sammy Carroll. There's only one Sammy Carroll. What are you saying, brother? You all right?
You're not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, been better, been worse. The weather's shit, innit? I walked up the only time I've been out today, about 10 minutes, and I got drenched, man.
Listen, you need to get down to sunny Harlow because that sun's beaming down here, mate.
Oh, is it? It's not even that far.
I know, for about half an hour, then it starts chucking it down.
I thought Harlow was just as depressing as Dagenham, to be honest.
It's probably worse, bro.
Right, today we're previewing West Ham Bournemouth. David Moyes' West Ham welcomes ex-Hammer Gary O'Neill and his Bournemouth team to the London Stadium this weekend. What's your opinion on Bournemouth so far this season?
To be honest, you can't criticise too much because the main thing which stands out is that they're above us in the table.
Yeah.
So you sit there and think that Bournemouth ain't having a great season, and neither are we. So obviously, and we ain't got a good record against them recently. In the last 5 games, we've won 1. So I know they've been in the Championship for a year and come back up. It's a completely different Bournemouth side, but I don't know. I like the fact that Gary O'Neill's managing them.
Yeah, it's like. Do you reckon Sam Allardyce is their director of football or something? You know, it's like their last couple managers have been ex-West Ham players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest, Scott Parker, I don't know what went on with him. I thought he would be. I thought from what he was like at West Ham as a captain, his team talks and the way he used to galvanise the side. And I know we went down that year when he was captain, but some of the results we picked up just because of him being our captain. I thought him going into management, it might have been a bit better, but from what you hear from players and other coaching staff, I don't know, it didn't seem like it went that well. But Gary O'Neill, to be in the Premier, I know he's only interim. I don't know how long he's going to be in charge of Bournemouth or whatever, but he's obviously doing a good job. It's their first year back in the Premier League. I know they only went down for a year, but the Premier League's different now. Every year it changes.
Yo club Bournemouth, though, isn't it?
They're what? Sorry.
They've become a bit of a yo-yo club. They've gone up and down, haven't they?
Yeah, but the fact that they did come back up after going down their first time, because they come all the way down from League 2. Eddie Howe got them all the way up. I don't know. I think they're doing
it. Done them, innit?
Yeah, it's true.
To be fair, I thought Eddie Howe was a bit of an overrated manager, but the Bournemouth fans seem to love him. I was watching Gio's video from Hammer's Chat. He done an interview with a Bournemouth fan, and he doesn't want Gary O'Neill to take over as manager. I thought it was bloody. I watched it. I was like, what? He's turned you around. You're shit. You are shit. They are a shit team. They should. If they stay in the Premier League, they're finishing 17th.
I think that's good enough.
Yeah, no, I think that's good for Bournemouth. That's Bournemouth standard.
You've got a manager there that's got you. I know we're still early in the season, but they're mid-table. If they get a couple wins, they can jump up to 6th place like Wolves.
Mate, Gary O'Neill picked up points for them. I think their fans can't. Like who's going to? Well, Pochettino, Tuchel's going to turn up at Bournemouth with their 14,000 seat stadium. Do you know what I mean? No chance at all. And it's like these are names that were being thrown into the hat by their fans, and I just thought it was ridiculous. But anyway, like you said, obviously them being 13th is them overachieving. Us being 14th is us well underachieving. How do you think our season's gone so far?
Obviously, I don't know if I'm biased, but when me watching West Ham game by game, I always see positives in how we play. Yeah. Even when we play bad, I always see positives in how we play. Not just because I'm a West Ham fan, just because the way David Moyes manages us. He's got us Even when we lose and play bad, we create chances. I look at that Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge. We didn't play well at all. But when you watch the game over 90 minutes, you'll sit there and think we should have took something from that game. But we don't. But even when we don't
to be
play
fair,
well, yeah, go on.
No, go on.
I was going
to say the game.
So mad delays going on.
Right, no, it's the lag, innit? I didn't see the Chelsea game. It was the only game I didn't sit down and watch. But like you just said, I sat down and watched the highlights, and I felt like we should have got something from that game.
Yeah, 100%. And that's not the only game. I know that there was a big gap between the Chelsea and Liverpool game, but the Liverpool game the other night, this is our problem. We don't in the games we lose and create chances, we don't turn up for 90 minutes. And we're always one goal behind. And the fact we don't then take them chances, we end up coming away with 0 points, which is the main thing. So we can play good, we can play bad, but the fact we're not turning up from minute one, like that Liverpool game, Declan Rice is getting man of the match in the losing side.
Yeah.
It says it all. He had to. It's like at halftime he stood up and said, "I've got to do something," and he made the whole team look like we was playing better. But everything stems from Declan Rice.
Yeah.
So he's a massive piece to what we do, and I just hope that.
Yeah.
It just seems like the guy never gets injured. He seems like he's just like a brick wall. Like nothing phases him. He just
bloody tank.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
He's made of the same stuff as Craig Dawson, bruv.
Yeah. I don't know about Craig Dawson, but I don't know. He seems so happy at West Ham, but then you hear all these reports that he wants to leave. I don't get it. That's one that's baffled me. When I heard about him going to Wolves, and I don't. That's where he's from. I don't know if apparently he wants to go back home because he's doing journeys all the way down and things like that. But
he lives in the Midlands. He makes the journey every day down for training, and the reason why he wanted to leave is that there was someone ill in his family.
I like. It's better to know it's something like that than the fact that he's not happy at West Ham.
It's not because he's not happy. No, he's loving. Obviously,
you can see that he got in the European team of the season for the Europa League. Like he's not a number man. He's a solid starter. So I'd like to see him stay. I don't want to see him go in January or nothing like that. I want to see Craig Dawson staying at our club. So
no, for a defender that we picked up for 2 million, he's done bits, isn't he?
Yeah, but I can't lie. When we first got him, I thought, who the heck is this guy? Like, a lot of Watford fans were saying, Craig Dawson, like he just got relegated with them. We seem to do that a lot. West Ham, we pick up players that go down with clubs. And I don't know if it's because we got a manager like David Moyes. He takes a lot of players from the lower divisions, brings them up. He's done it with a few players, Bowen, Downs. Like he has done it with a few guys. But we've got people like Fabianski, and we always seem to go for players that go down, and we try to get them back up into. I don't. But it seems to work every time. Them players that we bring up from the Championship or from a relegated side,
his best players.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Offering them a contract, they want to play in the Premier League. They're their best players. Do you know what I mean? Craig Dawson, I just think was because we needed to fill a hole to begin with. I don't even think David Moyes expected him to turn out this good.
Yeah, you just know you're going to get a solid professional there, no matter what his performances are like on the pitch. Sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's who you've got around the training ground, and I think Craig Dawson's perfect for that.
So I hear he's a big personality, and he's a massive leader in the defence when he plays. So that's probably why notice when we don't play, we always a little bit in defence.
Well, yeah, this is a guy that don't start every game.
Yeah,
and he's still got such a big presence on our defence. Obviously, we're just in a good place right now defensively, not in terms of injuries, but in terms of like who we have and who's coming back. And we're pretty sweet when it comes to our defense, and it's nice to see that for once.
It is. It is. But moving on with the preview. Both teams, both us and Bournemouth, fell to 1-0 losses. Bournemouth losing to Southampton in midweek, while West Ham lost to them bin dippers. Obviously, there's a massive contrast in opponents there, isn't it? There's a massive contrast. I mean, Southampton were lucky to get a draw against us, and well, we played Liverpool. I know not Forest beat them, but they basically set up exactly how we do.
Obviously, but I'm one of these. I don't like saying, "Oh yeah, but we beat them and you didn't." Nottingham Forest beat us, but they beat Liverpool. I don't like things like that. But
yeah,
sometimes it comes into play. Nottingham Forest, when they looked at our game as a big game. So when we went there, they turn up. Same as the Liverpool game, they turned up. We play Liverpool the week before, we lose. Yeah. Southampton, people pick up results against teams we're losing against, and then teams we beat, they're losing against teams we lose to. It's all. But yeah, I think us losing to Liverpool and the way we played in that second half, you have to take some kind of. You have to take belief out of that. You have to, because we're playing a Bournemouth side now that, like you said, it's a completely different contrast in teams. But now we have to go on the front foot. The way we play against Liverpool is back foot, counter-attacking. We need to now do the opposite at home against a side like Bournemouth. I know David Moyes likes to sit back, counter-attack, even against the smaller clubs. But when we do that, and he puts pressure on the players, every time they get that ball at their feet, and the crowd start getting G'd up because they're sitting there thinking sideways football, counter-attacking football, boring football. Fair enough, it gets us the win sometimes, but he's putting pressure on his players playing like that, counter-attacking football, especially with the players that we have. But then you could say, look at the speed that we have. Counter-attacking football suits players like that. It's what?
It's negative, isn't it? Like the players that are gonna want the possession place, the possession-based football, they're gonna see it as like, why are we playing like this? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't have. It's difficult to see Paqueta and Scamacca both being happy playing that kind of football.
I know you can't do it for 90 minutes as well, but when you look at the games that we've lost and you say, "Oh, we should have got something out of that," two games that stand out is Liverpool and Chelsea. Both games, they were like two different halves of football. And the only time you would sit there and say that we should have got something out is when we started attacking. We started going, we was attacking. Chelsea was counter-attacking us. Liverpool were counter-attacking us. That's when we look like we're going to get something out of the game. So he's got to try and hopefully one day he wakes up and thinks, oh, maybe that's the way we got to go. We've got to start from minute one. We started doing it when we had Jesse Lingard in the team. There was like a period of 3-4 games. We was going 3-0 up in the first half.
Yeah,
it's like even we've got to start with the players we've got now and the speed that we've got. I think that's what we've got to start doing, especially against Bournemouth.
We have to go for it, don't we?
I think so.
We have to.
I don't think we will. It's a Monday night. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he wants to get us up there.
See, the thing is, pardon me, he ain't really gonna have to have his eye on the game, the Europa Conference League game, is he? Like, I think who is it we play? Bucharest.
Yeah.
And I think we need 1 point to guarantee us finishing first or something like that. It's like 1,000 to 1 for West Ham not to go through. Do you know what I mean? It's stupid odds again in that situation. But where was I going with this? Basically, if in that situation, don't you think? I completely lost where I'm going with this.
You were saying in terms of us playing on Thursday, we ain't really got nothing to worry about.
Do you think maybe Moyes will set up and just go for it against Bournemouth, having known in the back of his head that we're basically through to the next round in Europa Conference League anyway?
How we would play on Thursday against, because he seems to play different in Europe. How he would play on Thursday is how I think he should play tomorrow night. Go for it. Because when we play in Europe, that's how we seem to play. And that's why we got how far we got last year. Because if you certain sides like Wolves, they had a brilliant first season when they come back up. They got European football. They then went into Europe with the same squad. They didn't get found out. They just tried to have different teams playing on a Thursday and then on a Sunday. Their form was hot and cold. You can't turn it off. The difference with us, we finished high in the table and got to the semi-final because we was carrying confidence with the wins that we was getting.
Yeah.
So we was winning on a Sunday, winning on a Thursday with the same team, and it just kept rolling. It just keeps rolling. When these teams, European football for the first time, when they try to play a weakened side on a Thursday and then a stronger team it just messes everything up. That's my opinion anyway. So I think what they should do is Thursday games should be the exact same as the Premier League games. You go into them, you try win them. Obviously, when you try and win a game, it doesn't mean you just go attacking. You don't just go attacking to win in the football.
Yeah,
like they said.
See, I think the main problem is, Moyes goes out with the right mentality in the European games. He will field a strong enough side to beat the team that's in front of him in the European games, and it's proven. We've lost one game in all of our group games combined over the past 2 years in
Look at the game that was.
European competitions. And
how positive was that game?
How
positive was that one loss that we had? Was that the game where we played with
it was a game where we played a bunch of kids, and it was a really good game actually. I think it was against the season.
And the other team scored that mad goal in the first half where he put it in the top corner. Exactly. Look at that. That's our one loss, and look at that game.
Well, that's what I mean. But ever since we got past the group stages, and it was just after the new year, our form did pretty much. We went to one of them hot and cold teams, and somehow we managed to still finish 7th and get to because we were playing poor in the Premier League and we was playing blinders in the Europa League. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have the depth. Whereas now I feel like if we were in the Europa League, I reckon we would probably get to the final.
Well,
I think we were one of the best teams in the Europa League last season, and now we've strengthened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that one of the main things is we're starting to get recognised now. That's why we've managed to strengthen the way we have. Like Keller said it when he said, I know he's come from PSG and he weren't we haven't signed like a world beat PSG player, but we've attracted someone from a club like that. So we're starting to get that recognition. I know we've even dropped down into the Conference League, but that European football, players want it. Players like Skamaka could have gone to... I'm sure he was going to go to another club. They tried to come in for him and he said that... Was it PSG?
Yeah. PSG were interested, but West Ham had already contacted him, and he basically agreed to go to West Ham, and he's told PSG.
That was his decision. I'm not saying that he's thinking.
It's a gentleman's decision, though. Do you know what I mean? That's how you know you've got a character on your hands.
Yeah, I respect that. And he seems like a player he seems like a player that always demands. He doesn't look. He looks happy, but at the same time, he looks annoyed when he's not getting the service that he should be getting. But that's good for our team. That's good for players like Declan Rice. Declan Rice only stays at West Ham United if he has players like that there. Not saying his quality, but players that demand that quality. Skamaka wants quality to his feet. He don't want to keep coming short. I don't want to keep coming short to get these dead 1-2 passes. Then I've got to do a 100-yard sprint into the box. You don't want that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's Antonio play. Yeah. Play a little pass back into the centre circle. Then
got a lot more technique than Antonio. Antonio wishes he had his technique.
Yeah, I know. Scary sometimes.
But no, you can't mug off Antonio. Antonio has done bits. Anyway, beat Palace, so that leaves us in 14th, depending on today's results.
I see Southampton
done on Monday before the kickoff. We're only 2 points above the relegation zone now.
Southampton drew against Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they are in the table near us.
I think they're near us.
But that's what I worry about ourselves. Listen, we're so still early into the season. I'm not worrying about Southampton picking up a point against Arsenal. Like, I worry about is that we go into our game tomorrow against a team like Bournemouth, whether they're above us in the league. We need to go into that game and show the level that we are at compared to a team that's just come up in the Championship. So, and we'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
Well, I'm really confident. Do you want to hear a fact?
Go on.
West Ham have won their last 5 fixtures, meetings against teams on a month. And if we win tomorrow, it will be the first time in history we've won 6 games on a specific day on the trot.
What? So our last...
It's a bit of a weird fact, but yeah.
You got to hang on to them things. You've got to hang on to them things.
Yeah. Your positivity is key, you get me?
Especially against the mighty Bournemouth.
But anyway,
when the mighty Bournemouth are coming into town, you got to hang on to that.
Oh yeah, bro. Like I'm confident we're gonna turn them over tomorrow. I think we're gonna beat them comfortably. I think the players are gonna be feeling like they missed an opportunity against Liverpool in the week. It was very similar. It felt like the Nottingham Forest game where we did enough to win the game, but we still lost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that Nottingham Forest game was mental.
You're fucking the Jesse Lingard derby.
He stresses me out. Let's not go there.
I fucking hate him now. I swear to God, the wanker. Like all the videos before
his last 5 to 7 games for West Ham, he was absolute dog shit.
Yeah, he was. He was white.
Leading up to that, he was brilliant. Where he got all his goals, but his last 5 to 7 West Ham games, he was shit. And I ain't got no hate. I'm
not fucking hate for him. He's a prick. Anyway, the team that lost 9-0 at Anfield have conceded 18 away goals. That is horrendous. And Moyes notably kicked off his second stint again at West Ham against Bournemouth, beating them 4-0 in his first game. Do you remember that game?
I remember that game very well because before that game,
for the second half, the whole length of the.
You're stressing. Before we got that 4-0 win against Bournemouth, it was stressful times as a West Ham fan. To be honest, Tom, that's all we're used to. This is what other clubs don't realise. We're not used to anything but relegation battles. Some say that's easier than going through the top half fights and going for the top 6 and top 4 because that's so stressful. When you're in a relegation battle, you go into games. It's more. I feel it's a bit more enjoyable.
Team, you're giving them the support, but everything's just like you do wonder to yourself, like, when you're 3-4-0 down, you're like, why the fuck am I watching this shit anymore? Like, you just want to throw the remote at the telly. Yeah, I know where I'm coming from.
But yeah, like we used to go through seasons. I remember commentators saying in seasons, "Oh, West Ham have won one away game all season." Are you thinking, shit, one away game? We've won one away game. They're the kind of stats we used to, they're the kind of stats West Ham used to go through seasons getting. One away game. Like, Jesus Christ.
Remember that year? I think we were fighting relegation as we usually were, and we played Man United 4-0 at Old Trafford. I was around your ass, and it was snowing, and we beat them 4-0.
That was
fucking Jonathan Spector got a fucking brace. Jonathan.
Yeah, that was mad. That was mad.
Oh mate, that's probably one of the highlights of my childhood that night. Definitely. I remember walking like, bro, United 4-0, and you're going into school the next day knowing that everyone in your class supports either Man United, Liverpool.
You give you that little comeback. You get that little comeback. Oh, it was the Carling Cup. And you think,
it's so true though, isn't it? It's only a Carling Cup.
Yeah, we had like Ben Foster in goal. Like, what's going on?
No, Van der Sar was in goal. I remember Van der Sar was in goal. Yeah, Van der Sar was in goal. Rooney played. Ferdinand played. They fielded quite a strong lineup.
Colton Cole slotting one into the bottom corner. Big Colton Cole.
Yeah, remember. Oh, brilliant, man. But yeah, fucking. So West Ham's recent Prem form's been 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. But in all competitions, it sounds a lot better when you say it like this. We've got 3 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. Fuck me. It's all going wrong here, mate. I swear to God. It's all going wrong here. My table almost went tits up. Anyway, I'm just going to hold.
Don't drop the beer. Do not drop that beer.
No, I finished it. Every time I was putting it down on the table, it was making the tablet drop in it. So it's fucking stressing me out. I just downed it. Anyway, yeah, Bournemouth have 2 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. And like, come on, man, that's not like, considering they were dog shit at the start of the season. That's not. Gary O'Neill's done bits for them, innit?
It's because he's a. He sounds stupid. I know he's a footballer and he has that. You have that luxury lifestyle. But he's a hard-working man. From what you would gather, from what he shows, you would think he's a hard-working man.
Did you watch his interview?
It's pretty black and white. You just got to work hard. Work hard. It's simple. It's pretty similar to David Moyes. David Moyes coming to our team. We had the lowest number in just running, not winning games, not scoring goals, just being able to run on a football pitch. West Ham was 20th. He then gets us up into the top 2. So it's just hard work. Gary O'Neill was doing that at Bournemouth. So and it tells. That's why they're not in the bottom 3. I know it's still early and anything can happen. Bournemouth could still obviously get relegated. We could still get relegated. I doubt that's going to happen. But because he's got that team working hard, they're going into games drawing 2-2. They're getting points on the board. They're not going into game, they are losing games, but the games that they could be losing, they're picking up a point, which is keeping them out of the relegation zone, and that comes from hard work. Gary O'Neill, it seems like a hard work. I remember him at West Ham. I never really rated him as a player at West Ham, if I'm being honest, because I'm very harsh. I liked him because he was hard working. You liked him because he was hard working. That's my point. People that are hard working, like Craig Dawson. Craig Dawson ain't doing nothing special.
He's just working off.
Yeah, that's it. Scott Parker, to be honest, Tom, he weren't doing nothing special. Apart from every now and again putting one in the top corner, he worked hard. And then to me, that's all I want to see. I just want to see someone who works hard. Declan Rice ain't doing stepovers every second. He can do it. He's one of the best players with the ball at his feet. And people don't know that, but he just don't do it because he wants to do the simple things and work hard.
He's got Declan Rice has a dirty eye for a pass, and he
does. He's mad.
He puts on toast for players. I swear to God. But yeah, right. A little bit of team news. I find out Paqueta still ain't quite ready yet. Obviously, did you watch Moyes' interview?
Yeah, but I feel that's more. I don't know if it's more precaution. I don't know. We're playing Bournemouth. I still don't think that he's a guaranteed starter. Not in terms of he's got to prove anything. Just in terms of,
Yeah.
I still don't think he's 100% in terms of his fitness, in terms of coming into the country, adapting to the Premier League. He's still not
Yeah.
100%.
So it's quite irritating because Moyes, in some circumstances, don't like to force players into form. Like he didn't do it with Skamaka. He didn't play him from the back where we all wanted him to anyway. But with Paqueta basically slotted straight in there, a couple of days after he signed. And I don't know. I just think he took Ben Rama's place, didn't he, really?
Yeah, but when you make a record signing, when you make a big statement signing like that, you've got to put him in. You've got to put him straight in. You've got to put him straight in.
Yeah. But to be fair, is there really that much of a difference between Paqueta and Scamacca? Because Scamacca was like 30 odd million straight off the bat. There was no add-ons. It was just straight there. That's final price. Whereas Paqueta is about 30 million up front, but he's got 15 million in add-ons, obviously, given whether he meets certain criteria. Do you know what I mean? So at this moment in time, with West Ham not achieving nothing right now, Paqueta ain't cost us no more money than what Scamacca has.
And I feel personally that on paper, and Paqueta looks like the better signing and the more important signing. But to me, Scamacca by a million miles is the more important signing to West Ham right now.
Yeah.
A million miles. You could take Paqueta out of the squad and we still are performing how we are in certain games, whether he's there or not. That's right now because he's not adapted 100% to English football. When he does, he could become that player.
I think Paqueta is going to be the bollocks. I think he shows flashes of brilliance. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a sick player in there. When he gets up to speed, mate, I reckon he's going to be mustard. He's going to be sick.
That touch against Anderlecht.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Dirty, innit? Dirty.
When you see a player doing that in the West Ham shirt, you're thinking like it's still weird to me. It's still weird to me. Who are we signing here? Who's this player at West Ham United? Like Jesus.
It's not normal, isn't it?
But it shows how far we've come. Not the fact that he's done a touch like that, but the caliber of players that we're signing. He come to the London Stadium last year. He experienced that atmosphere. Them European nights last year at the London Stadium was mad. I only went to one. I went to the Sevilla game. That Sevilla game it was so emotional just to be there.
Yeah.
Like, I was right up in the gods, but I felt like I was fucking ringside sitting there.
Doing, mate? When you get them tickets up in the gods, just go down to like Trevor Brooking or something. Someone will squeeze you in, bro. That's the atmosphere is, mate.
Yeah, you just float down to the front.
That's what I do. I'll buy a ticket for a tenner or something like that, and I'll just go right. Because not everyone turns up, and the stewards don't ask to see your tickets apart from right at the start of the game. Go sit in your seat for about 10 minutes, and then you go back down there. Oh, this is bad advertisement. I'm not encouraging anyone to do this.
I was gonna say, you better change your name when you buy them tickets now.
What?
Timas.
My name is Thomas. But yeah, what do you think about the news of Aguerd getting closer to fitness?
That who? Sorry,
Aguerd is getting closer to fitness.
Yeah,
he should be available to play before the World Cup.
Yeah, for me, he's a ball playing centre back. This guy, he can play in many positions. His main position is centre back, but you can put. It sounds dumb, but you can play him in midfield, even on the wing, if need be, like a wing back, like Emerson. See how Emerson. He plays on the left, but he's more attacking than defending. I feel that if we had to play him there, he could play there. But I know his main position is centre back. But from the minute we signed him, I didn't know much about him. But like we all do, you go watch a video and you see how I thought He's he keeps the ball on the ground. He's a centre back that wants to keep the ball on the ground, which is something I like. Even in the pre-season friendlies, some of the balls, I don't know if it was Reading we played. I think that was the game he got injured. Before he went
No.
off,
I think he had a small cameo against Reading, and he started against Rangers. That's when he got injured because he
someone put him in it, and he had to make a defensive challenge.
made a mistake, and then he got back. He got back. He made the tackle,
Yeah,
and
great as well. Great challenge.
But one thing I did notice in the small bit of football that I see him play, he has an eye for a pass.
He does. That's what I'm saying. He wants to keep the ball on the floor.
Mate, from what I saw, I like what I saw from what little I saw of him. Do you know what I mean? And I'm quite excited to get him back. But one question I ask you is, Aguerd is mainly used to playing as part of a back five. Do you think that's where Moyes is going? Because it looks like we're playing a back five most of the time this season. The only time we haven't is, I think, Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah, but even them two Anderlecht games, the two Anderlecht games,
yeah,
I just like it. I like the way I like it when Cresswell and Emerson play, because I'm not a big fan of Aaron Cresswell. I know he's a long time West Ham player.
Yeah, he's getting older.
He is, and I criticize him all the time, and I don't know. He somehow just gets away with things, and like he cost us in Europe last year. I'm not a big fan of him, but when he's in the squad with someone in front of him protecting him, like Emerson, and it stops him playing stupid long balls over the top all the time for Antonio to run onto, and he's not getting it. Now he's making the little passes to Emerson. Emerson's then making the passes inside. We're then getting box crosses into the box instead of putting balls over the top of the defense that Antonio sometimes gets to, but he ain't got that quality to do anything with it. So the best thing for us to do is put someone in front of Cresswell, let him play the little pass, play the inside pass, get down into the corner flag. I just feel like Cresswell looks like such a better player when we play five at the back.
Yeah, no, because then he's got the security. He's got someone that's gonna help him. Like if he gets caught upfield, because let's be fair, Cresswell's main strength isn't even defending. His main strength is crossing the ball. Now, obviously Moyes wants him as far up the pitch as he possibly can, but he ain't got the pace no more. His legs have gone. He's still a very good defender, but I agree with what you're saying about having Emerson there, because because Cresswell will have to play left centre back rather than left wing back, and Emerson's job is to run up and down. Cresswell then has cover by him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Well, what would you say on right back? What's your opinion on right back? Do you think Soufal's been dog shit this season, and was obviously I don't know if
I think
gets a lot after the Southampton game.
I know I've said this a lot, but it comes back to the thing of hard working. Soufal doesn't look he doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
He still does a job for us.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he still does do a job. He just doesn't stand out. I think a lot of the criticism he's been getting, I don't think is fair. In my opinion. And
I think his performances have been quite shit, to be honest. Yeah, but I'm a long way away from wanting social media to wish him harm. Do you know what I mean?
It is a lot. You do compare him to when he first come to West Ham, and it's hard to constantly play at that level. He's just you get comfortable and.
Anyone who's trolling him or cussing him off ever had a hernia. Do you know how painful them cunts are, bruv? And he's obviously in football recovering still, because they don't. It's a fat off lump in your stomach, and then it gets fucking. You have an operation to take it out, and he done that, and then
he probably got that from the work that he put in for West Ham United. Yeah. He probably got it from the European game. Yeah, that's it. The constant bombing up and down that line, and the next thing he's got a massive lump coming out of his stomach. But
yeah,
speaking about right back, one person I want to speak about, and I really, really like, and I say it all the time, is Harrison Ashby. That is one
yeah,
guy that we talk about Declan Rice, Flynn Downs being futures of West Ham. Harrison Ashby is another one. Because before Declan Rice come onto the scene, I knew about him from me because we're young. We
yeah,
was young. On social media, we're on it and we get to see these little videos like Declan Rice when he done videos with the F2. I remember he done a video with Domingos Quina when we had him, the guy that we sold to Watford.
yeah.
Stupid selling that we done. That's another guy we should have kept. But
We got about $1 million for him, didn't we?
he was a really good player, Tom, man.
Yeah,
Domingos
sick.
Quina, he was a
And
really good player.
he scored a goal from the halfway line for Watford or something.
Yeah, probably his first game for them. Left West Ham, then he does something like that. Yeah, but yeah, I remember seeing videos of them two doing, and I saw things about Declan Rice. I remember on his debut, he come on. I said to my dad, I don't know much about that boy. I said, but I've seen videos about him, and he looks like a really good player. And it's the same with Ashby now. When that
Yeah,
boy gets the ball at his feet, he looks comfortable. He just
yeah,
looks like. It sounds stupid, but he looks like a footballer. He don't look
yeah,
like someone who's going to rush anything. Like Sufal, even Sufal, he's good and he's hard working and he can play football. Obviously, he's playing in the Premier League, but sometimes it just looks natural. Harrison Ashby, it looks natural. I think I can't wait for that guy to get into the because even from them European games, he just looks so comfortable with the ball. He's got a good shot on him. He's not afraid,
very composed, isn't he?
yeah, he's not afraid to shoot from outside the box. He seems very mature for his age already, just from playing in them
Yeah,
European games. He's not afraid to slow the game down. He's not one of these players that's just getting the ball and trying to release it. He's one of these
yeah,
players that will get the ball, and if he can't see anything forward, he'll play it back to the centre back.
yeah,
And a lot of players want to do that because you get the boost from the crowd, you get pressure on your shoulders when you start playing balls back to the centre back, which is what West Ham seem to do a lot. But
yeah,
sometimes you do that. Sometimes you have to do that. And Harrison Ashby, he seems like a mature player, and that's someone that right back I'd like to see slowly get introduced into the side, even in the Premier League. Forget about these European nights in games that we've already qualified for. Put him in a game because
yeah.
Ben Johnson, I like Ben Johnson. I do like him, but I like him at centre back more.
Yeah, no, so do I. I see. The only problem I have with Harrison Ashby is, well, he's not a West Ham boy, innit? He's come through the
No,
academy, yeah. But I think we got him from Leeds, I think, before.
yeah,
He was part of Leeds Youth Academy.
yeah,
And all the indications are coming out. Like, I mean, I don't know if he's injured or if he's fit. There's no one asking any questions. No one actually knows what's going on with him. He's only got the rest of the season on his contract. And it could be another situation where he's already been tapped up and Moyes don't want to play him for that reason. So he's just keeping him out the side.
yeah. I feel
Because
like that, especially
we
from
know that Moyes likes Ashby, but Ashby wanted to go to Newcastle.
yeah. As soon as a player shows that that side of them that it's not about money, but as soon as that player
Yeah.
shows that side where
Well,
I'm
if he
willing,
wants to leave West Ham, who's playing in Europe, to go to Newcastle, where they've just been taken over by a bunch of Arabian, like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna. I have a few Newcastle followers, so I'm not going to say nothing bad about them. but
I like the way
I
they've
don't
gone about their business.
think it's got
I like
their
the way
money
they've
from.
gone about their business.
You are?
I like the way Newcastle have gone about their business, but they
Yeah,
haven't done that. They haven't done that out of choice.
yeah. Because they
They've done
couldn't.
that.
If they
They've done
tried to
that
go
out of
for top
choice.
players, they were having to pay top dollar. I'm surprised they managed to get Isaac. Isaac's a top talent.
Yeah, he
Very,
is.
very surprised. He was good for Sociedad last season. But one thing I did find funny was in FIFA 2022, because I haven't got 23 yet.
Yeah.
Isaac's a lot better than Skamaka, and I don't think they are as two different players. I think they're as good as each other, but FIFA rated Skamaka shit last year, mate.
Yeah, but it's because where he was though. He weren't at a
He was at
I don't know. I didn't
Sassuolo.
know. Tom, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know about Scamacca too much before he come to West Ham.
I did. I like a good Serie A bet.
Yeah.
And I like
See,
Sassuolo
I'm being
because of
honest.
their road game. So I always
Yeah,
kept an eye out for them. And I kept on seeing Scamacca scored 16 goals last season. I
and
think I won last
all of
season
them
on his
16
score as
goals,
well.
all of them 16 goals that Scamacca scored were mad.
They were sick. That's the highlight reel and a half, bro.
Yeah, because that's the first I saw of Scamacca. So when I'm going on YouTube and I'm typing in his name, and you're seeing goals like that, and he's doing it for West Ham. He's doing it.
Yeah.
He's scoring
Yeah, he
goals
is.
like that.
Mate, don't you? You've got to love the variety of goals he's capable of scoring as well. Like he can score with his head, he can score long range, he can score athletics. You know what I mean? He's fucking sick.
He can control it with his
Yeah,
knuckles.
I've got a bit of a man crush on Gianluca Scamacca. My son calls him Spamacca.
You can call him what you want. Call him what you want. Yeah.
I was like, he's a legend. Yeah, did you see the video Bournemouth arranged with West Ham with Ryan Fredericks and Declan Rice?
What?
There
I
was
didn't
there
see
was
it.
a Bournemouth arranged a video with Declan Rice, and it was basically Declan Rice and Ryan Fredericks chatting to each other on FaceTime or whatever, just talking about how each other's seasons are going and stuff. Like
No,
it
I
was
might give it
it,
a watch.
it was a good little watch. Like it was good to see. Like it's strange because I didn't know how close. I knew Declan Rice and Fredericks were friends, but I didn't know how fucking close they were. They were like best
Yeah.
mates. Like Declan Rice was pals with his boys and all that. Like, yeah, I was quite surprised to see that they were that close.
Yeah, proper, they
But
were.
yeah, give it a watch, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, from little videos that we used to put out last season. Ryan Fredericks, Declan Rice, there was a couple of them that was, to be
They
honest,
were always together.
the whole squad seems pretty tight, which is good to see. I
Yeah,
like seeing.
not like it's not like when we had Payet and during the second season when decided to down tools. I know it's bad memories. When he decided to down tools, there was a massive division within the players. There was no togetherness, and that kind of stemmed on for a few years till pretty much Pellegrini come in and had that first half decent season, but his second season was piss poor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right. Do you want to? Right. This is some. Normally, I do a predicted lineup.
Yeah.
But what we do is we take turns in predicting each position, right? So I'll start off with the easy one, predicting that Fabian's the starting goal. And then I'll give you the choice to choose the right back. Who are you going for right back? Wait, actually, before we start, are we doing back four, back five? I'll let you have the decision.
I think you might go for a back five tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so too. So we're going for back five,
Yeah, so I think I'll go Kufal playing
back, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll go for Zuma as right centre back.
Yeah, I'll go for. See, I don't know. I know I've said it now, but I think he might play Calais. I don't know if he's going to play him. I don't know if he'll play right wing back because he looks good there as well. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to take Sufal out. If he plays a back five, does he play Johnson, Zuma, and Cresswell?
Good point. Do you know what? Yeah, I did my own predicted lineup right here, and Johnson didn't even get into it.
No, he wouldn't get in mine. He wouldn't get in mine, personally. But as David Moyes being David Moyes, I don't know. He'll probably start Johnson. But my prediction would be right back. Well, I call him Keller. That's how I pronounce it. It's probably wrong, innit? But I call him Keller.
I think I pronounce it Kira.
Keller is the man.
You
Play,
more of a yeah, I'm just like, yeah, no, it's like Kira, mate. Tilo Kira.
So you got Fabianski in goal. I'm going Kira, right wing back.
Yeah, and I've gone Zuma, right centre back. So you've got the middle centre back. Who you going? You've got a choice. You've got a few choices. You can go Johnson. You can go Dawson. You can go Ogbonna. But I'm not actually sure whether he's available or not.
So I think it'll be, like you said, Zuma and Dawson. Then obviously I know who you're going to say next.
Cresswell.
Yeah, so Zuma, Dawson, Cresswell, left wing back Emerson. I'm not talking what I think he's gonna do. I'm talking what I want.
Yeah. Wait. So did you go Sufa or Kira for right wing back?
Kira.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that's my back line. Pretty much.
I think that's what we all want. To be honest.
So let's go for midfield. So we're playing 5, and then I'm assuming 2 wingers and 2 centre defensive midfielders. So who are you going for the first centre defensive midfielder?
Just to make my life easier, I'll say Declan
Rice. See, now I'm gonna say who I want, and that's Flynn Downs.
Yeah, same.
I want Flynn Downs, but it ain't gonna happen. And I'm gonna go for Souček because Souček was rested, wasn't he? So he should have a good game apparently by Moises. So, right, I'm gonna give you a tricky one. Left wing, mate.
I think I want Ben Rama.
Yeah, bang on the money. That's who I want as well, man. He's got to start. He's done too well after his past couple sub appearances. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's mugging. It's mugging.
I want Ben Rama there. That's who I want. Left wing Ben Rama. So Ben Rama, Souček, Rice.
A right wing picks itself, innit? Who's gonna take Bowen's spot? Really, he ain't got no competition over there, has he? Do you know what I mean?
He's gonna play Fornals tomorrow though, over Ben Rama.
Yeah, he will. But I want Ben Rama to start.
Yeah.
100% Fornals will start. But I don't understand why he does. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously he's a workaholic and he runs like a headless chicken. But yeah, like we need that attacking output. When we were played against Liverpool, Scamacca was crying out for someone to set him up, and we ended up leaving that responsibility to Flynn Downs, for fuck's sake, in the second half. Do you know what I mean? When Rama come on, the dynamic of the game completely changed. It's quite frustrating. But yeah, Bowen picks itself on the right wing. And then up front, who are you going for? Mark Henry or Scamacca?
Big Scamax, always. It's got to be.
The Italian stallion. But
Mark Henry, Mr. Dark Chocolate can come on in the second half. Big Mark Henry can come on and throw some body slams, rough up the defenders. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I think Plan B would be to bring Antonio on. I think that's Moyes' new Plan B. I reckon Antonio coming on in the second half with Scamacca is where he's gonna go if we need to get a goal. Do you know what I mean? If we're like 1-1 and there's 20 minutes left of the game, Scamacca's on. I don't think he's taking Scamacca off anymore. I think that they're turned at Liverpool, I think. And I think that, wait, actually, I've got one stat for you, yeah? What do you think of this? In 7 of our last 11, we haven't scored in the first half.
You just go back to it. You go back to how we start games of football. It's just not good enough. That's just how
it's terrible, isn't it? Like, it's not just me. I get so frustrated. I'm more nervous in the first 10, 15 minutes than I am in the last 10, 15 minutes. How the fuck does that make any sense? But anyway, that's that. I'll give credit to Nick Killington from Claret and Booze because I watched his video earlier and I got that information from him. Do you watch Claret and Booze?
Yeah, I watch them all, mate. I watch them all.
Yeah, mate. I like them. They're decent. They're decent. When I first started making videos, I used to drink pretty much the whole fucking video, and I had someone basically give me a thumbs down and say my inappropriate language and drinking on screen is disrespectful and stuff like that. I was like, well, I'm not telling ex-alcoholics to watch my video, am I?
Seeing no one's idea, but Friday Night Pint live, yeah. That's where it's got to be, mate. 1 day a week.
So, see, do you know what? Yeah, nowadays I never catch decent shows live. I end up watching like Friday Night Pint on Saturday evening when I'm cooking dinner.
You always fast forward in the video, like getting to the main points and.
Yeah, it's decent, man. Right, before we call it a night or evening or whatever you want to call it, it's an afternoon.
Yeah, my roast dinner is nearly ready, mate. That roast dinner is nearly ready. So I'm ready to eat
that. Right. Do you think Bournemouth will get relegated?
No, only because there's teams that I think are worse off than them. I'm not saying Bournemouth are too good to get relegated. I just feel there's 3 teams that are going to go down before they would.
Who's your 3 teams?
Put
you on your toes here now, you know.
Oh God, I think Nottingham Forest might go.
Yeah.
Not in any order. Nottingham Forest. See, it's so tight, Tom. It's so tight because even Bournemouth being where they are, say they might not get dragged into it, but listen, it can easily happen, man. It can easily happen. But one team, I say it, and I say it with a strong heart, is I want Nottingham Forest to go down. They can fuck off out of it, mate. They can get out. Who likes them? The fact that Jesse Lingard plays for them, get out of the Premier League, mate. I want to see that guy rot in the Championship. Listen, no bitterness. No bitterness. I'm not upset, mate. You know?
No, I think they will go down. No disrespect to Bournemouth. I think they will. I think it all depends on whether they give Gary O'Neill the job. If they give Gary O'Neill the job, they stay up. Yeah. If they don't and they try to get someone else, I reckon it's all going to go tits up for them. They haven't got a strong squad, and I think they should be grateful for what they have.
Yep.
To be honest, but yeah, I've got a feeling they will replace O'Neill, and I've got a feeling them, Nottingham Forest, and Fulham will all go down. And what's your score prediction for tomorrow night, mate?
My score prediction for tomorrow is 2-0 West Ham.
2-0. I've gone for 3-0.
Yeah.
Now, right before we go. This content made it literally an hour into this stream. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I gave you. We was only supposed to go half an hour, but no, it's all right. Hit that notification bell so you get uploaded whenever I make an upload. You will be seeing something again from a review video. Well, yeah. But yeah, till next time, as always, new irons.
How many irons?